That's the logic behind the taxes. So Dutch people naturally want to avoid these taxes. So they built very narrow houses, very deep and very tall. It's also actually what the tax system wanted, because the narrower the house, the more houses that fit on the canal belt, the more taxpayers you have. So it was like kind of a win-win situation. The reason why they're very tall actually has to do with the spice trade I told you about. So Amsterdam used to flood pretty regularly. Now all the water you see around here is sweet water, but back in the day Amsterdam was actually located at the seaside. So the tides would come into Amsterdam and the water level would rise and fall. So Amsterdam used to flood pretty regularly, so you want a nice safe place where you can store all your spices. So most houses had a dual function. The first two floors were living quarters, and the third, fourth, and fifth floor were actually storage facilities. You might wonder, how do we all get those spices up there? So you can see those beams and hoops right there. Almost every house in Amsterdam has one. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. And we use them to pull up the spices all the way to the top floor to store them safely from the flooding. Exactly. We still use them. However, a lot of people underestimate how difficult this can be. Because back in the day, everybody just used to own a net, and they put in crates in the net and just haul it up. Nowadays, if you are very lucky, you might have some strong rope at a store where you can buy it. So people just rudimentary put on the rope on their TV or a washing machine, and then they're 20 feet in the air, and it's not attached well, and they fall down. It makes for very funny situations if you're a bystander. Yes, exactly. The gentleman said the stairs are also very narrow and they're very steep. This is actually to do with the narrow of the house. You don't want your stair to be very broad. Sometimes I also call the stairs granny stairs, because after a certain age you can't live in those houses anymore because you can't get up the stairs.
Saya tidak pernah ngejar-ngejar orang yang buka ya.
Sudah dilirik mereka dari tadi.
Saya tidak pernah
of the Southern Church. And we in the Netherlands, we are not very big. We have the Southern Church in the south, the North Church in the north, the Church in the east. Then we have our old church called the Old Church. Our newest church is called the New Church. Then we have Amsterdam. And Amsterdam is basically because we built a dam on the river Amstel, Amsterdam, Amsterdam. So we also got Zaandam, Rotterdam, Durgerdam, Volendam. You got the gist. Just very practical with our names.
Something else also we're very practical with, which is we have boats, and some people didn't have houses, so they use their boats as houseboats. Have you guys seen all of these houseboats that we're passing by? These are actual apartments, so people live in them just as you would live in a normal house. So nowadays you have a lot of people that actually, so when you live in one of these houseboats, you get an address, you have, you're hooked up to the sewer system, you're hooked up to electricity, you have a post box, you have a post address, you have everything. So it's basically like a little house on the water. But actually about 60% of them are apartments, and the other 40 nowadays are Airbnb. Yeah. Is anyone staying in a houseboat? No. Alright, well, I've heard it's not very fun when you're drunk because they wobble a lot. But apart from that, it's really good, it's a very interesting experience. But you can always tell when someone is local in the houseboat when they're not. You saw a few of them, they didn't have their blinds drawn. So if the blinds are open, then they're probably Dutch. If the blinds are closed, then they're Dutch. Also, if you wave at them and they wave back, then they're tourists. But if you wave at them and they wave back with one finger, then they're
Sampai di sini balik ya? Apa enggak ke situ lagi?
Nggak cacar. Jadi dia bilang gini, kalau yang tinggal di kapal itu kordennya ketutup, itu artinya rumah ini orang luar. Tapi kalau kordennya terbuka, pasti orang sini. Iya, orangnya tidak ada, pergi turis. Tapi kalau orang pakai satu jari tengah, itu sini yang nggak lama. Ya kan mungkin kita kalau naik kapal itu semua bisa lihat malam. Nanti kalau udah turun semua kita satu foto satu di sini.
just some pretzels and
Atau di rumahnya itu.
snacks or what you drink. Yeah, so everybody. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, license to operate a boat is below 15 years long. Yeah, it can't go fast enough.
Pengen banget.
Aku pengen sarimi aja lah.
Tapi pakai MKF.
Kok inget sama makanan ini semua?
Lapar aku.
Yang bilang